5 years for the Charlotte SC, 4 years for Crown Legacy SC. I've taught at 4 different colleges. And all of that experience led me to this point where I get to do what one of our speakers tomorrow will help represent in paying it forward. I want to give and create an opportunity to where we bring professional sports in front of you, college sports in front of you, and all entities in between and outside high school, recreation, vendors, companies. We want to bring them in front of you so that you guys can learn from them, talk to them, and let them get to know you. In this room right now, we have Johnson C. Smith University students. In this room right now, we have Tennessee State University students. These are the two schools that are represented here today. Before this thing is over, we will have Livingstone College here, Winston-Salem State, but they're all HBCUs. We want to give you guys this opportunity that no other school is doing, but to bring a tour of professionals into your school and your campus and be able to have you guys have a chance to meet them one-on-one, to help shape your future. There's 6 degrees of separation between you and your success. The person you're going to get a chance to meet that can change your life. Tennessee State University, I've never been on a campus. Not yet. I will next year when we hopefully host this next summit there. But Reggie Barlow, the head football coach at Tennessee State University, and I went to college together at Alabama State University many years ago. The person to your right and the person to your left is your greatest resource. These people that you're with today are going to be the same people that can help you get an opportunity where you need to be. Reggie and I were in contemporary issues class. It was a class that basically studies current events. I didn't know who he was from anybody else the first day of class. But we got to know each other, we started hanging out, and we were really cool. Great guy. But I got to see him play football for Alabama State. And I came up with the idea when I was volunteering at the Sports Information Department to promote him as the next Jerry Rice. And for a lot of people, that's like, no way. And I was like, Jerry Rice was from a small town in Mississippi. He went to Mississippi Valley State University in the sweat. Reggie Barlow, he was from a small city in Montgomery, Alabama. And he went to Alabama State University in the sweat. They're both right about 6'1", 6'2", 195 pounds, ran about a 4.5, 4.6 40. Ideal. I had Doug Williams come to like 5 of his games. At the time, Doug Williams, who's Doug Williams? Does anybody know who Doug Williams is?
So they the link for the studio for the Poppin' on this right now.
First what? First black what? And where did he go to college? He went to Grambling State University, an HBCU in the Swag. Okay? Greatness is right here in this room. And I want to help uncover that. And what we want to do is we want to be able to do it here, where we have the Carolina Panthers here tomorrow. We want to do it here where we have Charlotte SC. We want to do it here where we have Joe Gibbs Racing. Yes, Joe Gibbs Racing. Race car. How many of us are in NASCAR? Not a lot. But I guarantee you, they want us. Because who spends the most money on sports and entertainment? What culture of people? Blacks. We will spend some money on some sports. When Tiger Woods was in golf was one of the biggest sports in our country. When he kind of fell out, golf kind of took a back seat. Right? It's not front page news. We have, as minority students, an opportunity from a minority school to be able to excel just like anybody else does. And that's what we want to be able to do here. Okay? So I'm bringing my friends, my people that I got to know, that I network with, as we're trying to get you guys to network with each other. And understand that over time, these people from Tennessee State University, from Johnson C. Smith University, from Howard University, will be your best and biggest assets. I can call Reggie Barlow up anytime I need to and say, hey Reggie, I need you to speak in my class. He'll do it. When he was playing for the Jaguars, when he won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, I need tickets, Reggie. He got me tickets. If he needs something, he will call me. If I need something, I will call him. And that's what the person next to you represents. It's your greatest assets. This is for you guys. This isn't for us. This is your conference. This is your summit. This is your opportunity to grow. How many people here want to be able to be on the path that when you hear your name, candidate for graduation, Gregory Peterson, you shake the president's hand, who's the next person's hand that you want to shake? The person giving you a paycheck, right? But now we have the career that you want. Pedro, where's Pedro? Pedro right now is working for the Charlotte FC, MLS soccer team. He's on the pitch with these internationally famous players. First few games of the season already. And one of the things that he brings to the table is he's bilingual. And because he's bilingual, he's able to interact with a lot of our media that doesn't speak English. And that's a huge asset. Every one of us has a skill. Brand your skill and let it take you as far as you can. We're about to get started now with our first panel. This isn't, we're not gonna have parties, we're not gonna have whatever, we're gonna have information for it. And those of you who are really hungry for this, you know, pay attention to this. You need to know everything they say. Take notes. I was talking to I could do him a little while ago. I greeted him as everybody else. I respected him as somebody that was guest. But I found out some things about him that I'm not going to reveal everything, but he has a lot of experience coaching, and he has accomplished a lot of great things. Had I not walked up to him and just talked to him, had I just said, how you doing, and kept going, I never would have known the contact that I have. Everybody in this room has some context that can help you. Don't walk by anybody without speaking to them, and letting them know who you are, but also let them know what you are capable of doing, what you think. You never know who can help you do something. These 2 days are for you guys. I hope you guys soak up all the energy, all the information, and I hope that you guys are excited about this. Thank you so much for making this second round of this very successful. Again, we're heading to Nashville next fall or spring, and after that, we're heading to Howard University over there to do it as well, because the Tennessee Titans and a lot of others are there. Now, let me introduce my speakers. We are joined today by two incredible founders who represent different sides of entrepreneurship. One building a consumer performance brand rooted in sports culture. One building venture ecosystems and scaling companies at the highest level. Please help me welcome Brittany Caldwell, founder of Go Breezy Energy, and Anesia Williams, founder of Dream Block.
extremely difficult, because if we don't keep you entertained, you will just demolish us on social media. All right? Okay. How's everybody doing? Good, 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 good. I'm gonna give you a mic, and I'm gonna get a mic, we're gonna share a mic, and we're gonna be amazing at this. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm scared to get up on this chair. Anybody scared for me? Oh, look at you, thank you. Season saints, raise your reading glasses. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourselves, or would you like me to introduce you all? You know what, we're gonna make it as we go. One of the things that you got to also understand is when you work in sports, sometimes you get put on the spot to do things because people see something in you. Hence why I'm here. Here we go. So, who's Brittany? Okay, hey Brittany. And you all say, there we go. Okay, now apparently she has a story herself. So the question is, take us back to the beginning. What was the moment or problem that led you to create what's in the company? Go crazy. Okay, tell us more.
So I've been working in sports for several years, and I actually went back to school to get my master's. So I have an undergrad in engineering, my master's is in exercise science. I was working with a player who was younger, and when players are young, especially in MLB, the way the system works, they're really attentive to what they put in their bodies and treat their bodies because you never know what's going to come around and say, hey, we need a drug test or whatever. And he actually had an injury that happened in the outfield. Somewhere it was like spring ball and I was spring ball. And he said, Brett, I know exactly what happened. I was dehydrated in front of the committee. I didn't know what to do because I didn't want coffee. I didn't want the diabetes. The tea is nasty. And I just knew I needed something to do. And so he loves his HBCUs. And so between him saying that and me being a full-time, I worked for the NBA, I worked for the Parks for several years. I was a fitness instructor, so I'm also a dance teacher. Being able to set up this down just to do what I had to do with my line of work was provider. I wanted something that's called happy and electric. So when he came to me with this problem that he had, I asked him, I said, if we put all the things that you like in a can and make it taste good, would you want that product? He said, yeah, it does this. And I did a lot of research. It took me about a month of just looking up products, looking up product development processes, all the things that was on the market. And at the time, nothing coffee caffeine, the kind of caffeine that can only 1,000 up to 200 milligrams. And electrolytes like liquid IV packets, all of their boxes wherever the clubhouse, they always have liquid IVs. So many to say electrolytes. And BCAAs, they always have their favorite powders. And so nothing had all the regulations of the MLP in it. And so that's when I started the thought process of Go Crazy. It wasn't that at the time. But that's where the entire story of Go Crazy came.
So you found a problem, you developed a solution, and you told other people about the solution. If y'all taking notes, just put it out there. Okay. How do you pronounce your name correctly?
Anicia.
Anicia. Okay. Now, my question is, did you have a problem that you found a solution to? Or what's your backstory? I feel like there's a story in here. Let's lean in and find out. So tell us your backstory.
So I was
You had to be thrown into purpose there.
I had spent a number of years in million-dollar contracts and managing relationships in the C-suite as well. And I had what Oprah likes to call like a aha. So, I was working, I was doing all the things, working all hours of the night, making really, really good money, but literally all I did was go to school. work at church. And it worked for a couple of years. And then I was in the DC area at the time, and I went to the Navy Yard. I had won some business. I was doing government contracting. And I won that business, and then I got back on the show. And then when I opened my eyes, I was out. And so I had no idea how I got from Fort Plaza to Woodbridge, Virginia. No idea. And so I had a collegiate which ministry representative. And, the doctor was like, okay, you have two choices. You can either A, continue to work the way that you're working, but I have a real stroke. Or B, you can quit your job. And like, you need to find something else. Like, those are your two choices. And so, I'll never have a picture of it. I'll hook up to all of the things and, my arms, all the things, right? I get a phone call. And so, I get called. Oh, my friend in the office. Oh my gosh, this that's really, when are you coming back to work? I'm sorry, that was my shenanigan. I apologize. And so, and I was like, okay. And so, right then and there, I was like, Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know where this is gonna come from, but I need to do something else. And so I went on short term, long term, and I never went back. And in that process, again, I didn't ask to be an entrepreneur. I didn't ask for any of these things. I'm just doing what I thought was doing the right thing. I'm working, I'm educated, I'm doing all the things. And I was like, oh, Lord, I have no idea where you come from. And I'm like, I got to pay, car, like I'm in DC, like I can get out here without a job. But what started to happen is that when folks realized that I wasn't on that contract, I was getting calls. Hey, you got member. Hey, you the bench. Hey, do this project. Like, hey, do this and do that. And so I accidentally found a consulting practice. I think I ended up with about 30 employees making the money that me, my family, or anybody else in my downline has ever seen before in life. All because, again, I said that on, but again, I'm still continuing to do what I think is the right thing. So, look, I'm like, yeah, I'll take that job. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. I have mentors that, great. The company's growing, you have all this contact, good job, keep doing this thing, right? So, so again, I'm in another, I think I'm doing the right thing. My mentor said I'm doing the right thing. I'm making money. I'm impacting other families with revenue and what have you. But it was the most unhappiest that I have ever been. Because again, I found myself in a business that was successful, but it really wasn't my vision. Really wasn't what I was supposed to be doing, but I did it because I'm doing the right thing. And because such and such said that I should, then I should. And never about what should I do for these kids versus what I should be doing for other people. So I did that. And then I shut the business down. You're right, it's crazy. Like, what are you doing? Like, girl, like, almost in the millions. Like, what are you doing? This makes no sense. And I was just like, if God can be this good, and I can listen and be obedient and walk and step out of faith. And if I thought this is good, then this next thing is going to be it's going to be. And so I shut it down, and right around like when we were into the panini, I was like, okay,
I'm gonna take some time. I got some money to set, and I have room to breathe. Where I'm not worried about where it's coming from. So now I have some disposable income so that I can figure out what do I want to do for this and what does it look like. And so that's how Dream Block was born. And I just set it there. Didn't know what I wanted to do with it. But I was like, let me just put something to the side now. I don't know how you guys run your things now, but how many of you guys got more than one stream of income? Yeah. Always. Always. Always have your little something on the side. I don't care what it is. Because I think we now know inside of this environment, we know jobs. You see the government, you know what I'm saying? Post office ain't safe, ain't nothing safe. Medical ain't safe, death ain't safe. Ain't nothing safe except for what you do for yourself. You is the only thing that is safe. So I just set it to the side. Just set it. And I was like, I'll figure out what I'm going to get later on. And so again, I'm still consulting because I'm always making my money, my coins. I'm a mortgage now, so since the girl still got to bring in some money. And so, I'm consulting and I'm doing all the things. And that led to the company that I wound down being acquired. So that's what I decided to do this. Hold on. Is anybody understand what she's saying? Okay, so let's take this amazing story. Let's take a second for a second here because we educated you. So number one, did you hear the part about being the brand? Did you hear the part about number two, when purpose calls you, it don't matter where you're sitting? Did you hear the part about you put a dream to the side? You have to write the dream down. It's beautiful inside your head, but if you don't write it down, you can never pick it up to be acquired. So could you give examples of what acquire means? And then give us the Webster Dictionary. Yes. So the first time I built this business, I just shut it down. Like, I just shut it down. I was like, we just don't know no more. And, that's it, right? I didn't know that, you could have sold this, you could have sold that. I didn't know all these things. I just knew that I had to get out and I was not happy. And it wasn't about the money the first time. Now, the second time, I have some value here in what it is that I'm building. And a good friend of mine introduced me to someone, and they're like, hey, there's a shop, AI shop out of DC, and they need your expertise and your clients, your base, like all the things. And I know you're taking a break, but would you be interested in having a conversation? And so again, preparation of you all the time. I didn't know that they were going to come and like slide me a piece of paper and like, we want to buy your firm and have you come on as chief client officer after the transition. I had no idea. Hold on, I don't think you understand. Who knows what percent is? Remember when Coca-Cola bought Smart Water? That's the acquirer. She is 50 Cent. Coca-Cola is the other company we can't say out loud. And then, so she made money on the front end by them buying her company. And she's making on the back end by being employed by the company that just bought her out. See how that lands? Yeah. So that's why it's important to always be the brand and always write things down. Because you never know when you get a call that says, hey, we want all your clients and all that stuff, and we're gonna bring you on because we can't do this without you because the clients won't talk to us. Do you see how that lands? But I still had to look at that put to the side. Multiple. Passive and active. Passive and active, we talked about that. Because now, since we are now going through lawyers and this acquisition, the new business that I'm doing, I have to have a place for the new business. So that thing to the side that I had established 2 years prior, now I'm like, this is now new work is on the team. That's where the new work is. So y'all can have all this that I have built, but this new thing, this is mine over here. That's straight up. Okay. So did that. It went great. I had a lot of different experiences with the acquisition that I did not know about, things like that. There are a lot of Black women service businesses that get acquired. There's just not. So I didn't have a base to like, oh, let me go talk to home because she don't know. Or let me go talk, like there aren't a lot that just doesn't happen. And so I did the best thing that I could, put some Jesus on it, and was like, listen, that's all, you know what I mean? Like I was like, and I hope that, and did I probably leave some money on the table? Did I probably, the term should have been a little bit better? Probably, yeah. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the best that I can do for what I know to be my attorney, and here you go. But what I knew was that after I came out of that acquisition, I wanted to make sure that no one else went through that by themselves and did not know. So I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna make sure that any other person that is trying to build, grow, and to get acquired or to sell or to do IPO, that they have the support that they need. They can actually call for counsel that they need. But it was very important to me that I wanted to make sure that this didn't happen to somebody else again. So a part of my acquisition money, I put another little pot of bad luck money to the side. And I'm like, this is gonna be my give back money. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I've been faithful over this and God has blessed me. So I'm gonna put something to the side so that I can get this back and be able to bless somebody else. But I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. And so I did that. I did my year because I also said I'm not going to stay here either, because sometimes your assignment is short and sometimes we overstay where God has us. And one of my biggest things, and people laugh at me all the time, but I tell a story about Moses and him at Red Sea, right? Those people was not supposed to be there all day long. They were supposed to be there for the weekend. They're supposed to be there for the weekend. And they ended up being here 80 years and never saw a promise. And so my thing is like, oh no, no. I'm gonna be here for the weekend so that I can get to my promised land. And I was very intentional about that. And so I did. So now we have Dream Block, and Dream Block sits at the intersection of capital, entrepreneurship, policy, and healthcare. And that thing that I didn't know about, what I was going to call it, that money that I set aside to be able to give back, that thing is now called Dream Wealth Camp. And at Dream Wealth Camp, I do this twice a year as an accelerator to where I put growth stage founders that are building and growing have revenue with venture capital, which is why I was asking for you to raise, with a support system, attorneys, CFOs, CTOs, all of the things. Hold on, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you, I'm laughing. Y'all just missed it.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is it's an understanding of people, so you don't have to keep doing the work. The reason why I'm laughing is because she was asking the question, so they didn't know who each other was, and she just literally set her up for success, and all she had to do was answer the basic questions that she already had in her head. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and so I do this twice a year. I have co-conspirators that help me to do this work and sponsor that work. And people come to my camp and they get funded. They fix problems immediately that they need inside of their business. They meet other founders that are in the same space as them, building and growing. But also on the other side, my venture capital friends, they also talk to each other as well, because they are also raising funds to be able to support capital as well. We have things like JP Morgan that comes because they want to have a banking relationship with parents and founders. They want to be able to say, hey, you may can't get venture capital right now, but a small business loan that can make sure that you have supply to be able to get those orders out that you can go ahead and get them orders out versus trying to wait, trying to figure it out. That POs that you need to fulfill. So I bring not only capital, but also resources that a business needs to scale and grow. And then we put them together and have office hours. And what office hours are is like the same equivalent to going to your uh, counselor or advisor or what have you. And they're saying, hey, like, let me set you up to talk to X, Y, and Z. It's the same thing, but in a business setting. And so we do over 300 office hours in a day or so. And people come from all across the country, to come and do these office hours for these founders. I do it twice a year. Do it South by Southwest, and then I do it again in Southern Texas. And just this past South by about 2 weeks ago, the city of Austin, county of Austin, they gave a proclamation to us. So Austin this officially came back. First of all, I need to clap. So like, the Martin Luther King Day, and there's all these other big things that, the city comes out and reads their proclamation. No. Okay. Who knows the phrase bosses talk to bosses? Am I that old? So here's the thing, bosses don't talk to other bosses. So if you making money, then I'm in the room with the people who make the money, right? She meets the room where the money comes to. We're not talking about $1,000. We're in the million and billions. Is that land also? Okay. And then also it's tech. Like in tech right now is up and coming. And so the fact that 2 metropolitan areas in very large spaces where African American and brown folks and everybody else is in is a good thing. So think of it as an all-star weekend. That's what she makes tech-wise. So she makes all-star weekend. All the teams come in, they meet, they shake hands, they kiss babies, shake hands, whatever they got to do, and then they go away. So every person that she touches then goes on to touch multiple people. Is that lane for folks? Okay. Let me translate. Yeah, so just, that is my story of, being resilient, one, listening to when God tells you when to move, 2, knowing when it is for things and not overstaying where you are because it's comfortable or because you are good at it or because it makes you money. Doesn't necessarily mean that's where you need to be. And number 3, I practice what I preach. And so I want to make sure that people have opportunities without even being predatory as well. And really about making sure that a block is being built. So that's our tagline. We are always building a block. And we do that in different ways. And I know we are at JCSU. I hail from North Carolina State University, the home of GEO. Hold on, I know y'all know what GEO is. Okay, just want to make sure. Just make sure everybody in the room still. But I help them there. And I also am always in HBCU business and always try to make sure that there are opportunities for growth and things that I can do to help those folks to do that. In which I am an ambassador for American Heart Association, and they have a business accelerator. And so right now, I'm looking for college students who are building the health innovation space. So anything that touches health, I mean mental health, women's health, like I don't care what it is. And I have money to be able to help you fund that business. My sole job is to talk to HBCU students to make sure that you know that there is
money available for you to build something. And all you have to have is a concept. You don't even have to have the thing built. They will give you the money to build it. And we'll, and so that's a part of my give back. That's a part of, my why and being intentional and being in spaces that I need to be able to impact change. Because as Beyonce says, when I leave this world, I leave no regret that I made a difference, that I was here. And that's what's important. That is my journey. That is during for us. And that's why I'm here to talk to you.
So let me tell you why I'm here, like the Hallelujah Choir, because was pushed out when I got outside back in March of 24. And I sat with a black man over there and helped him deliver history that we're sitting in front of me 2 years later. And so then to hear that my dream can now be possible sitting next to us who are in a dream. And you like, Wi-Fi boosts all of us in our dream. Right? HBCU, sorry. That's okay. We love you. We love you. So here's the thing. HBCUs literally is the biggest networking thing you could ever do. When I'm a hiring manager, if I see you for an HBCU, I'm going to push you to the front because I know what it took to get in. And then I can get out of shape for everybody. All right. Okay, so we're going to kind of shift a little bit. So thank you all both for that introduction. It was inspiring. It was affirming. It's just all of it. So in this new season of NIL, Image and Likeness, we talk a lot about what is behind the scenes. And a lot of times students see that Colorado money, that South Carolina money, and they kind of just go right to that. So there's a theme that goes on. Who knows who LeBron James is? Okay. Now, do you all know who his crew is? Okay, so remember it started off with 5 guys playing basketball, right? And everybody knew LeBron was going to be him, right? And then there was a team around him. Can you name the team players? Not basketball, his homeboys. Right. Okay, so we got Rich Paul. Anybody else want to call the rest of them out? Okay, you need a team, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about what this NIL looks like and the back end of it, because a lot of times people just kind of think, oh, I'm going to be that, all this money's going to come about. So, you ready to shoot? All right. So in this day and age of NIL, we talk a lot about brand deals and visibility, but not about ownership, right? You all talked about what ownership looks like. And so why is ownership so important, especially for the athletes in their team, those young creators?
So I think because I have owned my own thing and sold it and had built something else, my answer will probably be a little bit different than what normal people tell you. And it's not necessarily always about you have to own everything. And you have to own all of your stuff, and it's not always that. Do you need to own something? Oh, absolutely, right? But leveraging, that's what we like to talk about from an equity perspective, right? You might actually leverage and give some of your ownership away to get to the bigger thing. So I don't always see it as a negative thing that you don't own everything, because if she's raising capital to try to scale, she got to give up some equity. Yes. Because there is no free lunch. Even in NIL, even in your likeness, if you think for 1 second that LeBron owns 100% of his brand, I have a river that sells outside because he does not. None of them do. But it's about leveraging your likeness and your brand so that it makes the most sense. You still be able to have a seat at your own table, and your own table is you. right? So, and please don't think just because you have an NIL deal that you don't report to somebody, or that you don't have a boss, or that you can do whatever you want to do. I don't report to nobody. Those are false statuses. Do not let this Instagram culture fool you into thinking that you can do whatever you want to do, because once you're a brand, already owns that brand, already manages that brand. And whatever it is that you do out here, I would say, no, it's okay. Listen, because once you put it out there, it's out there. And Lord forbid, you are like the next thing smoking out of North Carolina. And now you on the tipping hat of TMZ or gossip or media takeout. Now everything that you do, they are watching. Every single thing that you do. Everything. And that affects your brand. That affects whoever is managing your NIL deals. How much you get, how much you don't get. All of those things are. So like I said, I look at ownership and equity a little bit different, because I just have, received from them, and I know what that really truly means. But as college students, as you're looking at if this is something that you want to pursue, just make sure that you're setting yourself up for the best possible situation now. Clean up your social, clean up your brand, clean it up. I know it may look like, the cutest thing to do, but I'm going out with my girls and you want to be, when I tell you, they're not going to give you the money that you want. Smoking and doing all the things and looking like something no brand wants to attach to your brand, to that. I don't care how good you play. I don't care how good you play. But if you are trying to be in this NIL business, you are a business. You got to start thinking that way. Not only are you a business, but what you do in school matters, because they're not signing no dumb athletes just because you can play. Those days, again, those are fallacies. Those days are over. They want somebody that can represent them in all facets, not just sports. Sports is a business. It is a business. So if I can't see you as, represent me from a Nike perspective, and then have you to come speak at, an all-star, why am I going to waste dollars to give my people? I can go do that.
And as we learn the product business, I like to think of it from Michael Jordan. So a lot of people speak about how Michael Jordan could have taken a $5,000 check years ago. Jordan Brand wouldn't exist. So the money Michael Jordan now from Jordan Brand came from his attorney or his agent at the time. Negotiated. Well, his mom was he was the ringleader on it, but contractually, the people who had this contract really did a phenomenal job. That's like understanding what happens when you have someone that's on your team, to that perspective of the LeBron James Rich Paul thing, having people on your team that are willing to speak for you. So imagine people around him, 20 years old, were saying, take the money, take 25, take 100 grand, because back then it was a lot of money. That's big money. And now, we have 2311, we've got a foreign organization that keeps all those pieces out. Like, there's so many things that had to take the money and that value to himself now. There's another NBA player, I can't remember if it was Magic Johnson or Shaq, but one of them Reebok deal. Shaq, okay? When he's like, I missed out because he took the money, and he talks about it now. And it's like, so as a brand owner, like the race, I do a lot of things about NIL, and I'll tell you the things that I look at. Number one is how often do you post. If you post just you on the field, or you on the court, or you being cute, it doesn't sell the product because it's not a code. Number two, what is your audience looking for? Because respectfully, And so people are looking for the field pics, the cute girl pictures, oh, you're getting lavishly like vibes. People look for that, and that's okay. However, the brand that I'm building, that doesn't match the story that is behind our product. And as me being the founder of the brand, basically my story kind of being behind it, finding people who align with that story is what makes most sense to the consumers of my products. And not only are you yourself on the internet, but you're now convincing someone to believe what you're saying. So if you say, oh, can I get an NIL deal? You've never tried the product, don't drink energy drinks, which is fair. I'm never going to beg you, but it doesn't make sense. Now you're essentially sacrificing your integrity for the check. I believe it's paid for 3 years, just at 3 years. We don't have a budget to give people money. However, equity standpoint, I mean, I've had an NBA player who has approached me about equity in my company. Said straight up to me, I'll wrap a NASCAR car for you. I had a NASCAR situation where they were saying that they would wrap the car, told me the price, he said, I'll do it for you. You know what? It doesn't make sense yet. But it will, but it's a matter of like being strategic about where the money goes. So I could have had access to this player's money, a whole family's engaged in it, everybody. But it didn't make sense because like, if you're going to put money in, I need to make sure the ROI is going to come from somewhere. So everything that I'm doing from a branding standpoint, from an NIL standpoint, I'm looking to make sure there's ROI. So for you, like if you get in early from an equity standpoint, and it's unbelievable. You can't pay energy drinks or post it digital something and then be a part of the brand. If you get in an early stage, right now it's absolutely valuable in 2, 3 years, 10 years, whenever the company. Then you can buy yourself out, sell your shares, do what you like with that. But from the perspective of what you can do right now today, it's like she's saying, use your social media, figure out what your business is. I have my personal brand that I've been growing for years. Just I'm also like simple. I don't say 0 1. I've built myself for 12 years. We're a dance teacher, mobility specialist for athletes. Dancing for the NBA was like my little hobby that I did that gave me access to people and had conversation. That's why like, when I go over the airport, I have a chat on the lounge and we do those things. But it's like managing what your surroundings and what you want them to look like. Don't wait until you want to start figuring out how to do it. Don't wait until you want to build a product to start putting your personal brand out there. But again, deciding who you want to be. Because if you build a brand and you're not, it will never last. It will never last. And it's really important because people drive themselves to misery, building brands something that they don't truly believe in. So build your personal brand. And that way you have that leverage when you go to a company and say, I play here, I do this, but I have to hire 10. I think it's a good idea. I don't know, maybe you're single, you see a dating app, and you like, there's these dating apps that exist, but I think I believe you're more. I'm so single right now, how can I get in? But people are thinking about tech. Tech money long. I got a product brand, I look at the service side, my product is tech money is long money.
Like health money is even
Longer. And so, when you find your voice, find what you are interested in, are passionate about, go there. Find people doing those things. Okay? How can I help? More than what can I get on there? Because if you go in for the ask, I actually posted about this on TikTok yesterday because I'm in the era where people are myself. Okay, I get that whole strength. I do a lot of things back in because I just enjoy it. I love creating, I love marketing. But people started, UGC. And the thing about it is, I don't believe that you want to come for me with a pitch that says, hey, I know that how I can make out my everyday life based on this, that, and the third for UGC campaigns this month. I look in my customer catalog, so how am I going to be? How are you going to believe? How am I going to believe that you can respectfully, when you build a product too, consumers are themselves, right? Like, I don't know, who likes Coca-Cola? Who likes Pepsi? Right? So some people like Coca-Cola, don't like Pepsi, people like Pepsi, don't like Coca-Cola, right? So I have two flavors for my brand right now, a watermelon and a peach. You may or may not like one or the other, you may like either. But for you to think that you can sell my brand and you have no idea, then you're gonna be intelligent. And then that makes, as a brand owner, then I look good enough, because now I'm just like selling smoke and mirrors. And I don't believe in that. So all that to say, NIL wise, figure out your voice, out your brand, your personal brand, and then start to like crank that up, and then start to reach out when you find people that will find yourself, your products, and your life.
I don't know about y'all, but they are giving me life. So you have to understand, it doesn't make sense right now what they're talking about. But later, when you're in the room, you're gonna remember this moment and go, what did we say about? Right? So now you get an opportunity, just a few moments to start asking the questions. Like you have the people in the room who is here, who, in fact, as we're sitting here, is probably yes. Yes. Okay, thank you, passive income. And so, does anybody have any questions they want to ask? Oh, look, yes, young people, please hold.
So what's your name?
Yeah. Sorry, my voice is popping.
Hold on. You probably stand up, introduce yourself.
How you doing?
There you go.
My
You
name
gotta
is
be
Sean
brave.
Robinson. I'm at JCSU University. And my first question would be, what's your go-to cost? I mean, what's your go-to ROI besides business? Like you, because I have a product, so what's your ROI?
You cannot find time. And so like my dream building this company is eventually to one day get acquired, because if I'm acquired at that level, I'm so much time. But until then, I'm like, even like the month of March, I make all day, every single day of this month. Someone's got to do it. But I believe in a dream, my brand. And I will. My dad told me this morning. Yeah, I literally was leaving the house this morning because I was in South Carolina. Right back home to the States. And before I left this morning, I was talking about it. And when I woke up this morning, he said, "You gotta start sleeping." I wake up every Wednesday, no alarms, 6:30, and I'm out of the house. And so time is the most invaluable thing. It's goal where you spend your time. That's when you really want.
Also from a product business perspective, from an ROI, brand sentiment. Because if they like you, they roll with you, they spend money. So if you don't have positive brand sentiment, how do they feel about it? See it when they consume it, when they spend people with it, that equates to dollars. So when you're looking at from a brand perspective, it's translating if X, Y, Z college student wants to my clothes and things of that nature. I'm looking at not how many followers that you have. I don't care about how many followers you have. How many times you have? How many times are they re-watching? How many times are they engaging with the brand? That's brand sentiment. And so you are able to, quantify, okay, well, when I spent X, this got me Y. And then that Y translated into how many different sales that you have. But all of those things go together.
I do have I have a question for you while you have your mic.
Hold on a second. So is it possible, are y'all saying for like a couple seconds afterwards? Yeah, is it, okay. So if it's possible to get somebody else to ask a question, and then your job literally is to whoever you saw first. So I think 2 and then 3 is my behind you. To then be able to have the conversation. So she should lead with your name, where you are, where you go. Please don't use ID. Next question.
That's what I do. That burns me more than anything. And
Nobody's gonna answer this.
Okay, good afternoon. So my name is Janice Williams. I'm a HBSS major at Mississippi State University. My question for both of you really, the space that you're in, I mean, on that business side, it is a male-dominated space, and you guys are attractive women, attractive Black women. So how do you guys, how do you guys like, basically step in and show out and like are taken seriously in those different spaces?
Very good question. So when I was in LA, I worked in LA on the entertainment side for 8 years. One of the things that stuck with me when I was going to AMC was that I never wanted to walk in any room and any guy to be like, oh yeah, I had that. Or, oh yeah, never. Like, oh, yeah. Okay. And so that translated to me in business as well. I will never walk into any room where any man can say, oh, she got this because she's such and such and such, or she was with blah, 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 or she runs with X, Y, and Z. I'll be honest and truthful with you. Did that probably take me longer to get to where I am versus other women? Probably. However, I don't owe anybody. No. No one can say that they gave me something I was asked. I walk in the room and hold my head up high in any room. And I don't care if I'm the only one. I don't care if I'm the only one. I got the expertise that they need, that they want. Period. So when I walk into the room, I own the room. Period. Like, there's no, what do you call it? Like imposter syndrome. I don't know her. I don't know her. And not because I think that I'm better than anybody or whatever have you, but because you only got 10 seconds for something to size you up, make you whatever have you. Scared money don't make money. So if I'm trying to be impactful to extract as much as I can to be able to pour out to give, then that means that I gotta come in there, confident. That means I gotta come in there knowing my stuff, knowing my numbers, knowing what it is that I do, and the impact that I do. I have to know that. That's what makes you confident. That's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you say, you know what? I'll rock with her. I don't know her. Let me see what she does. Right? So that's how I've always navigated. Taking my college rule of ain't no dude, or female, and her. But it ain't happening. You understand what I'm saying? I believe in no face, no case. Even if you are dating, whatever have you. Don't everybody need to know it? You don't need to be all over the social. You don't need to be all in the video and all of that other stuff. No, that is personal. Keep certain things personal. Like, you guys have you have grown up inside of technology. I am team flip flop. I'm team sidekick. Okay, I'm team sidekick. I didn't have a little neon baby. Listen. I thought I was somebody my sophomore year at NC baby. Baby, I had my paper. I had my paper. That's what I had. That is what I had. Okay. But you guys have more needs and all of the things that would have you. So again, I'm just saying, just be present, be mindful. And forever. Forever. Okay? It is. Because honey, whatever have you, 15 years from now, you don't have that's not me no more, and they will try to cancel you in the New York minute. Look at you right now. They got this going on tour. They thought they was about to launch a tour. They thought. But that's how I navigate inside of those spaces. And I'm not saying not being, friends with, other counterparts and things like that. I'm not saying that either. Another thing too, ladies, drinking, smoking, hookah, vaping. I know y'all think that is cute. I know y'all think that is a thing to do. We just trying to, on a vibe and we. I understand. I get it. And I'm not saying not to do it. What I am saying is no face, no place. That's what I am saying. Because I don't care if they do it. I'm telling you they're judging. Like, I am telling you right now. Guys, same thing. They are judging. I promise you. They are judging. I don't care if they do it. I don't care. They are judging you. Because again, this is a brand thing. I don't want my clean cut every time I see you, you popping bottles, or you at the hookah spot, or you in your camp, that's all y'all doing. That's all y'all doing. It ain't cute. But if you do it in private, oh, no face, no case. You don't need to record everything. Everything ain't for the ground. It is not. I have fun. I don't want y'all to think like I'm just like, I have a time. You have a time. I have a time. But it's no face, no case. I post 22 times a year on my Instagram. 22 times. I know. But, my, what's up? It be popping. Okay. Stories be popping. And then I got a private for the private. That everybody don't. So again, it's okay. One else. Okay. One. Number two, be mindful of your personal brand. Who you sleep with, who you chilling with. You are always out there in the street, but ain't in the books. Be mindful. Y'all don't get else. Be mindful. Because if you want these NIL deals, baby, they have a person that is their sole job is to go to shock you. That is they one job. That is it. So that's all.
Quick sense. I say this all the time. I was raised in my mom passed away when I was 8 years old, and so it was me, my dad, and my 2 brothers. And so a lot of the spaces that I've been in have been very men my entire life. When I entered the sports space as a female doing mobility work with athletes, we can all kind of guess how that looked from perspective. However, it was the men who brought it. My brother's friend that he met at a conference, who was an attorney, who was an Asian, moving with his pro day. So going into that, I always had to put my hand on my shoulders, and it kept me respected all the time. And so to her, you will never find a room. I always say, don't bite me, feed you, and you never know who's going to do it. And so if you're going around and just ha kiki and everybody stays, then that catches up with you more than you think if you're not committed. So it's something that, being in college, my brother is in college now in North Carolina. My brother was older than me. I was friends with him and the football team. They treat me like their younger sister. I was in the room and I heard the boys say things like, yeah, she's in my phone with you. Yeah, she's in my this. Oh, yeah, I got that. I heard those conversations. And I said, I never ever want to be that girl. I get to the Hornets. Everybody's perception. Well, yeah, you're probably setting it up. I know all the players. There's a level of respect that we have for ourselves and each other and parents, but it's not we'll never walk into with them and be like, yeah, I was never like because of how you carry yourself and choose to act in this environment. And so it all comes down to a choice, because the way you present yourself to people is how they're going to see you. And so if you present yourself like as a really specialist, I mean, I'll tell you what I see. There's a lot of times when people work on women, they'll be in sports bras and booty shorts. But you'll never find my content when I was working with players. Frankly, I always wore oversized t-shirts. Did I look cute in the face? I mean, do I think there's pretty privilege? I realize it's pretty privileged thing. If you can flex it, flex it. Because everybody can flex it. You gotta flex it with confidence though, because people judge if you don't. But use your free privilege. However, always know your stuff. You can't have it just like, oh yeah, well then then you just got it. No. Give it to yourself. And that is like managing again and how to do yourself in those spaces. Because at the end of the day, I knew that as a mobility specialist, especially in the world, I had to know everything I could know, but then be quiet and listen. Because a lot of times I walk into spaces where, respectfully, it's usually a hothead dude is like, yeah, I know that. I sit there, and then that's why players come back to me. I never advertised my business. I never marketed my services. I always worked on the drugs. I did a good job. If I did do a good job, you didn't. But I never happened that way. I did a good job, you come back and tell me. And so I build my network that way. That's the same thing I'm doing with this beverage practice. Building the network by providing something. And when they enjoy it, they say, trying to find service providers is probably the most challenging. However, pretty privileged work for me. There's a nice older man because in the beverage space, most people are closed. Almost everybody top level beverage is white. So guess what? Old women love pretty old black women. They really do. Yeah.
No, this is true. This is real, right? But this is really good stories, right? But also those people out here who want to have some one-on-one basis. So they did say for about 4 minutes, and so you can kind of have this time. We are going to end this, so please give a round of applause. So we're going to TV time out. Okay, we'll be back in like 2 o'clock for folks. I'm sorry, is it 2 o'clock? Yeah, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock for folks. All right, we'll see you at 2 o'clock. We're going to play some traveling music, and then we'll see you right back in your spots, okay? Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you wanted to? That's all. Oh, okay. I didn't get it.
Is this on? What? Is it on pause? Or we live right now and walking on out?
Okay, let's try to get ourselves back into our seats. How exciting was that first panel? Good, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, good stuff. Still here, still standing, thinking, cool, this is good. Okay. All right, what rest of you up to? Back to your row. Back to your row. Back to the whole left back corner. Okay. Okay. Thank you. You know what? You a good one. You answer that question. You know, it was true or false. I appreciate that about you. Okay, so we're gonna at least try to get started now because Brother AI, oh yeah, Brother AI is here to talk a little bit about a few things. Okay. So would you like me to introduce you? Or you want to introduce yourself? We can both do it together. There we go. I had to get a phone. Come on, slide over. Okay. Who's ever seen the movie The Wiz? I'm gonna slide some oil on me. Yeah, that's how you was doing. All right, hey, but cheat sheet. You know, I'm not used to it. You know. So we also have glasses. Happy about that. Glasses are good. How many of y'all are glasses wearers? Y'all fake glasses wearers. Okay, now you got glasses on. You out here trying. But you can at least go to the. You can at least walk 10 steps, right? Yeah, I can't do that. I can't even go outside the house. All right, adult people, we good? All right, adult people are good. Here we go. So I just make sure I'm in. Make sure it's on down because I don't want to lie. That's you. That's you. That's not you. Where you at? Jeff Robinson. Now, Jeff Robinson, what do you do?
All right. Hi, y'all. All right. My name is Dr. Jeff Robinson. You recording that? Can I do that? Okay.
We're also live streaming right now, too.
Hey, live streaming. What is it? Dr. Jeff Robinson. I am originally from Chicago, and I live now in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here to talk about AI. I have a background in tech, 30 years, I'll say 20 plus years, done development, written code, lightweight network engineer. I currently work in the healthcare industry. I am a project manager, best words, doing acquisitions and things like that. I have been in the AI space, well, I've been playing around with AI a lot since 2016. Yeah, I started really, I've always been a tech nerd. So I've always had technology, played around with it. And I knew what artificial intelligence was when Alexa came out. I got one of the first, on my third, fourth one now. And I was like, oh, artificial intelligence stuff. Started digging into it. Initially, it was just playing around with it. You know, it's like what's tech nerds do. You know, trying new tools, trying new stuff. Then something happened in November of 2022. I remember what hit the market. ChatGPT. It seemed like it was longer than that. ChatGPT hit the market in 2020, and it changed the game. It completely changed the game. And what I noticed is many people thought it was just like another TikTok. But I do. I don't know how many people, maybe over 40. Okay. So what y'all don't realize, and this is one of the things I'm going to do. Today I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking because we're going to play with it. Everybody. So get your phones out. Is that okay for them now? Sometimes I go on like they can't have phones. Get your phones out. And we're going to play with AI. We're going to do some demonstration. For those of you, especially if you're seeking the career, sports, or all about the entrepreneurs. So I want to equip you with how to use AI, period. But especially with where you're trying to go. We're going to do some demonstrations. Y'all can walk through with show them on the board. And also, because I'm probably going to cut it short because I know you guys are behind time. I also have, once you guys take one of these, everything I'm doing today, there's a file that you can download on my site. You can practice this at home. So go to my website. I have some stuff for y'all to download. Y'all can take it, scan the QR code. Question. Oh, well, let me finish what I'm saying, and then I'm asking questions, and we look at some illustrations. How many of y'all use AI now? Okay, what you use it for? You know how that works. You can tell those, no shame. Scores. Okay. Okay. You raise your hand. What you use it for? You said schoolwork. What did you say? Schoolwork. Okay, okay. I thought you said scoring. Okay, I was like, I'm not sure what that was. Ooh. Okay, schoolwork, research, what about you? Oh. Organize and develop. Okay, break that down when you say develop. Because see, there's development, we're writing code, or you mean just like your life. Nice. Can I ask y'all what tool do you use? ChatGPT? Ooh, this is okay, I got to cut you. Okay. You said ChatGPT? I heard Gamma. Gemini? Ah, this is gonna be great. What was that? What was that? Canva AI. You say Ray-Ban? Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, I got the AI glass. Yeah. It don't have a screen in it. I have the one right before that. Yeah. So here we go. Here's one thing I'm saying, and then I want you to get out your phone, because you guys are gonna walk with me through some of this. AI is not another tool in TikTok. I need you all to hear me. Where I was gonna go with my comment was when I asked the people who were here over 40, because we remember when the internet came out. Yeah, that's true. What you guys may not understand, you see how big the internet is now. There's no existence almost without it. Pretty much. That's where AI is going to be plus. It is bigger than what the internet was. And all the same stuff we're dealing with, that we deal with the internet, all the stuff everybody's saying, oh, it's going to destroy the world, oh, it's going to do, they said the same thing about the internet. What my 40-year-olds said. They said the same thing about the internet. When the cell phones came out, oh my God, we're gonna have this one word system, and our religion, so everybody gonna go to hell, and the same stuff they're saying now. I know y'all laugh, but trust me, this is what we do. But what I have to make sure that I admonish everybody here, even not just y'all, if you're not using AI, AI is not replacing nobody, but people that know how to use it will replace you. And my purpose, my endeavor, is to make sure everybody I come in contact, especially people of color, know how to use it. It's a tool that can help you. Somebody said before, ROI, time. As an entrepreneur, if you guys are going to do any kind of business, you need to be using AI. I'm going to show you some things in a minute. You need to be using AI. It's going to give you that first ROI. For an entrepreneur, for a business owner, AI gives you time. For a client, it gives them product. It gives them content faster, quicker. Now, come on, you own a $10 million company. You're going to hire 20 people to do spreadsheets by hand, or you want to hire 5 that know how to use AI and put on a spreadsheet. What are you going to do as a smart entrepreneur? You know, so and those of you who listen to talking to you too. What I want everybody to do, get out your feelings. This train has left the station. And I help you get to use it more. And I know I ain't gonna be able to do it all now. I think I'm gonna tell you too. I do free sessions once a month. My next one will be in March. So once you follow me, you'll get the remote is how to make money. All right. All right. So everybody, get your phones out. What I'm gonna do today is I'm going to demonstrate some practical uses of AI. I think panel before me did an excellent job on NIL. I am not in that is not my stronghold. But I definitely want to talk to you about tools and AI tools, and I'm going to have some that are relevant to what you do and what you can do. Open your phones, those that want to follow. One of my favorite tools, everybody in this room should be using this. It's called Notebook LM. It's a free tool by Google. So type and it's free. You got a Gmail, it's free. Especially those of you in school, it is a top-rated research tool that will help you do almost everything. And I'll talk about, and we're going to go into ChatGPT, and I'll talk about what makes it different from ChatGPT, because it's going to operate pretty much the same. There are some key differences. It's called Notebook LM. Let me bring it on the screen so you can see it. I'm going to move through this presentation. Y'all keep me honest on time, please. So this is the website you're going to see. Look, you see where when you get the QR code on that card, you're going to come to that website and just click this button, share. I would love for y'all to give me some feedback on the presentation. You can say horrible, he was loud, you can say whatever you want. I want to know what's honest. And then you're going to go down here. And you're going to see it's going to be a link to download. So everything we do today is going to be in download files. I want you to play with it and practice it. Yeah, that's I'll make sure you guys get one. So, Notebook LM. All right, so we're going to take Notebook LM is like a research tool. It's like ChatGPT, Google Research, PowerPoint, all of that kind of wrapped in one. With Notebook LM, you can take articles, you can take YouTube videos, you can take audio files, you can take transcripts, you can take long documents like 200 or 300 pages, upload it into Notebook LM. And it will read it, and then you can chat with it like ChatGPT. And you can also make some other content. Let me demonstrate. All right. So for my first one, let me pull up my document. This document that I'm working off of, you guys are going to get that. So when you go to that area, this document will be there. I'm in the folder. So I'm introducing you to Notebook LM. It's like a second brain, right? So the first exercise I'm going to demonstrate to you, probably two. All right, so I'm going to upload one of these documents that you'll be able to get. There's a document I found for NIL sponsorship with a national gas company. So you're about to be an agent, you're about to do something that's like, hey, you're trying to get some sponsorship, NIL sponsorship for a client or somebody you have with this gas company. So I'm going to click this document. So I'm going to open up Notebook LM. So you go to Notebook LM. I'm going to back. You're going to create a new notebook. And what I'm going to do is upload that article into here. Now you can give it a URL. You know what that means? A web address. Web address. So the article is a YouTube video. Matter of fact, somebody yourself. Like a subject or like a okay. All right. Yes. Yes. So here's how you can use it. Say for instance, we're trying to do NIL sponsorship. What you do in Notebook LM, go over to this side here. I'm going to upload the document in a minute, but I'm going to answer this question and time it into upload. So say you wanted to research something. I told you guys research, right? Okay. Let's just say it was NIL NIL sports. Now, it's going to search the web. Make sure you select that. Can y'all see this? There? Okay. Fast research is going to just grab some quick ones. Using Google, everything they have this deep research. Now, if you wanted to really go write an essay or something like that on it, you select deep research. Which one y'all going to do? Deep. All right. So NIL in sports, deep research, and I click that. What it's going to do is going to search the internet, and it's going to find comprehensive sources about NIL in sports. And it's going to bring them all, look at it like a folder. It's bringing them all into this one folder. So imagine you got all these papers, it's in this folder, it's in this folder, it's in the document window. But Notebook LM allows you to do is bring everything to one place, and now you can talk to it. It puts all of the information that you know in his brain, inside the brain, you can talk to it. But if you want to talk to it, you can create content with it. I'll show you what. So that's still going, all right? You know what, I'm gonna grab a YouTube video. Give me something. This is related to, is there a particular video out there y'all know? I'm just grabbing NIL. What's that?
Gary Mensa. EARIAN space Mensa.
Nope. All right. So okay, it's 4 minutes. So because highest paid, yada yada yada. So we're gonna grab the link there. So now it's searching the web for good resources. We can also upload. We got the YouTube video, and we're gonna put a document in there. And I'm gonna show you what it can do. Everybody should be using this. Deep research is taking a little long because it's doing deep research. See if it'll let me. Okay. Paste that link. Am I moving too fast? Did y'all see this? I want to try to. Okay. All right. So it instantly transcribed that YouTube. So if you got a whole 2-hour YouTube video that you got to watch and take notes of, this is free. Everybody got Gmail. This is free. And you can put up to 50 documents, sources in this. So say this video, you got to do a report on something. The instructor says, you got to watch it 2 hours. We'll load that in Notebook LM and come take your test questions and say, hey, you still got to know the material. But you have just say ROI, what I say the best ROI. I said time. You still got to know the material, you still got to write the essay, all that. But now it helps you absorb this information. So let me stop this. It's going to be, let me do fast so it'll pull the source now, okay? I'm going to go this fast research, so it won't take so long. Any deep research in AI tool is going to take a little longer. Scan it the best possible source. But we just want to be quick. So now I've uploaded the YouTube video. So here, now it brought some results back. You get to review all these results, and you get to select all, select 1 or 2. Student athlete compensation. How about NIL? I was select. No, let's put them all. So it's all there. And what we're getting ready to do now, we're going to give you a prompt. All this is going to be in the document I gave you. I want y'all to play with it at home, and not just for this, but for the study. You can use it for anything else you're trying to. You got stuff all over. You got a video here. You got an article here. You got a document here. You want to bring it all into one place under one subject. No building, and it's free. All right. Has anybody seen Notebook LM? Is this your first time seeing it? What you think?
I've been looking for something like that.
Free. 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 I'm gonna tell you some of the things I use it for. While that's still going, okay. One of the things I use it for is honestly, like one of my original for like my apartment, or if you got other, documents. What they say about this, or what they say about that, you can upload. Now, with any AI, let me say this, this is a disclaimer. Any AI, be mindful of putting personal information. Now, I will say this. What I like about Notebook LM compared to ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and all that, I use them all. Notebook LM does not train on your data. Anybody heard that expression before? Okay, let me explain what that means. Every AI, everything you upload, comes from trained. Everything you upload to AI, whether it's ChatGPT, Google, Claude, you use that data to train. Go ahead. Yeah, well, it does stay in memory, and what it does is the big data system, like you say you're talking about HBCUs, NIL deals. If enough people are talking about it, it grabs that data. It's like, oh, okay, so it seems like 30% of this. It trains the database off all the data. Not just 30% people put it up, but if it begins to be a common theme, it begins to say, oh, so maybe HBCUs and NIL deals, the number's growing. They'll start training on it. It's going to validate and verify. But that's why you got to be mindful of doing it, because you throw it out there on the internet, put personal information, somebody else could possibly get it. Again, remember, this is going to the internet. Now, I'm going to show you something. What about Notebook LM? Does this thing? Good Lord. Okay. Am I making sense? Is this helpful? Y'all self using this? Okay, we're going to chat this. I want to take questions. Thing I do like about Notebook LM, remember I just explained every AI, LLM, which is called longer. Hear that term LLM? That's what ChatGPT is. That's what you do it after. It trains on your data. Notebook LM doesn't. So what you put there is there. I still don't recommend putting social security, but it does not train on. Question? This is how they're going to give you data. That's how they know everything. That's more accurate. I mean, basically, every AI is all the data from the internet. That's how the AI knows the data. Somebody put something out there on the internet on how to fix a car. And so it grabbed all that, and it's so if you go, how do I fix it? How do I change it all? It knows how to do it. Somebody put it on the internet. Now it tests and validates a lot of the sources. But think about no put in this data here. Look at it, train it, it's like your own personal. This is moving back. All right, let me go a prompt here and move on. Y'all can download it. They have a mobile version. Yeah, it's a free. Let me reload. That's taking a little too long. Okay, enough. All right. So here's a prompt. Here's a prompt in your book. Upload. I say the key player metrics mentioned in this document. Now I'm saying this document, well, it's like several of them I selected, right? If you guys remember, you can select all the sources, or if you wanted to give you information on just one source. Y'all with me? If I got like 15 in here, but you're like, hey, I just need information on this video. Let's do that. So give me a question to ask you about videos. Give me something that's in this video that you know. I don't know. You want to see what his deal is? Yeah. Okay. So you can say something like, based on the selected source, what is the contract? And you notice I just got one source. So So imagine if you had to write something on it. So it just gave back a short, a quick response, because my prompt was simple. Okay? Prompting is a whole nother lesson. Y'all can follow me, follow on some of my free stuff I do. I go a lot more in depth and kind of give them a quick review. We'll show you how to good tools. But let me show you something else. I'm gonna base it on this. This is the other thing. Audio overview. It's gonna take a couple minutes, and I'm gonna move on to something else. Say you don't have time to type all this stuff. Like, hey, I need to read this book. I need to understand about what's his name? Derek's contract. I got about finance. You can turn it into a podcast. Download it on your phone. And listen to it over the
I can't play it back to you.
Yes. This audio overview. This is why I say everybody ought to be using it. Whether you're in school, whether you just start a business, because what it'll do is going to take the sources that I selected. Now I've had all of them. It'll summarize all the sources. It'll take the source and turn it into a podcast. And what you can do, it'll go, oh, hey, this is a podcast. As soon as this generates out, we're going to play. I'll move on to something else, but we're going to come back and play. I love it that y'all ask questions. I want to ask how to ooh, can I come back to that? Let me stay on course. Let me stay on course. Ah. You mean like just an image? No, it doesn't do that with Google Gemini does. Yes. And this is tied to the Google ecosystem. And I'm show you something. I would rather y'all ask me questions in this presentation. I ain't about this is interaction. But I hope this is helpful. Okay, that's good. Come on. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry, I saw another question. No? Yeah.
I just had a question. What's the type of service?
It's flat free. Now, if you get the Google, like Google Drive,
Yeah.
I think it's $20 a month. You know, the only difference between the paid version of this, no, look at it. This one, the free gives you 50 sources. Anybody use Google Docs?
Yeah.
Do you know if you upload a Google Doc to this? So you get 50 sources. That's a lot. That's like, what's it? Almost, I think it's like 50,000 books or something like that. So the paid version gives you 300 sources. That's really the difference. And this is free forever. So yeah, I mean, unless you're already paying for Google Drive, don't pay for it. Okay, that thing's going. So let me move on to the next one. What's my thing?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Huh?
Yeah, 15, 20 more minutes.
Okay. Is this helpful?
Yes.
Can y'all see yourself using this? Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me jump into ChatGPT. We'll come back and I'm going to play that audio. But I'm going to show you something else really quick while that's going on. My sister said, you said you just made an infographic. So here's something else you can do with this. You might heard of a mind map? If you can click it and make a mind map. I'm going to have these generated. We're going to look at them all. It can create a video, which is about like a PowerPoint presentation. It can create a slide deck. So when you get in your client, you get to that stage, you put all your information in, put it in the notebook and left, and you create a slide deck. Free.
So it's like animal.
Yeah. Now I like that. I'm a nerd, so I use a lot of stuff. But if money's up the thing. And Gavin, I mean, let's be clear. Gavin is special. So let me be clear. So yeah. So I'm not saying no, but this. I'm sorry. What?
I don't see mine now.
Is that on the phone?
I don't know.
Okay. That's surprising. So while those are going, okay, the mind map is ready. And it's just off this source. So see, it's got the deal. You can break down into different elements. You can go further into it. You can break down into what we got. See what's doing? Just kind of showing that to you. The audio is still going. You can create a quiz. You can say, take the resources, say studying contracts. You can download some YouTube videos. I want you to study these 12 YouTube videos and then study this document on whatever website. You take the link to the YouTube video, put them in here, take the link to the article, upload it in here, and then say, create me a quiz. Yeah, this is used for free. This is one of the most underrated tools. I don't know why more people with AI don't use it. And it's free. All right. So make most of our time, while that's going, we're gonna come back and listen to the audio. You all are gonna be blown away. But infographic, I'm gonna get that going. How you do a quiz. So while that's going, I'm gonna go to chat. And just do a demo, and then I'm going to. I would love if y'all had questions or this y'all want me to do. I can do it. So that's why I'm gonna cut it down. Is that okay with y'all? Questions?
What are your thoughts on the software?
Thoughts in regards to?
Do you think it's oversaturated with
Ooh, yeah. I'll come back to that. This is what. Y'all mind if we just kind of shift to a whole bunch of QA a little bit? Okay, good. So, okay, I'm coming to that. No, this is a problem because my purpose, my intent is to empower you guys and stuff like that. Because you guys are entrepreneurs, you guys are business people. And let me tell you this, if you don't get nothing else that's ball black, I said to you for today, AI is going to be is the next money maker. They are predicting that we will have a small AI billionaire company within the next 5 years. I want to be one of them. I plan to be one of them. There is no reason why you can't prosper your business or even make a side hustle with AI. There is no reason. So let me do. Oh, I gotta come back to that. Okay. All right. How much time you say I got? 10? Okay. Okay. So let me address the question. Can we do this, y'all? Okay, all right. This is where I thrive. When I think about SaaS, let me tell you this. It's the same thing with podcasting. Everybody say podcasting is oversaturated. That's a lie. There are probably 8 billion podcasts. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Out of that 8 billion podcasts, maybe 40 are still active. Let's talk SaaS. This is one of the great things where AI can help you. It is not oversaturated. Don't. This is things people use you out of it. I mean, come on. Yeah, if you only watch it, the 8 billion people on the planet. The 8 billion people on the planet. We have social media, we have the internet. You can reach anybody, everywhere, anywhere, and not leave your house. If you focus on getting a product that will add value to people, it doesn't matter where you live. So to answer that question, it is not oversaturated. One more view again I had.
What is the best?
Oh, I got really right. Okay. I'm gonna show you something real quick.
What SaaS is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, dear. Thank you. SaaS is SaaS, software as a service. So basically, by coding. I'm sorry, do yours like sassy. I see encourage her to be fast, right? No. Sister, I'm coming back to that. Ooh, okay.
So for me, having an academic foundation and using AI has been significantly because of time.
Yeah.
Losing the amount of time.
ROI.
And everything, it puts it into a perspective where I, It helps to put it into a perspective where I can recycle and regenerate. And then it also includes, I also included in my CSR, as a business.
Awesome, awesome.
CRM.
CRM, yeah, I knew that's what you said. Yeah, I missed somebody. I want to. Yeah.
My last question.
No.
The family.
We'll give this time over to y'all.
Coming down.
Yeah.
I saw it being an influence, like, around this age. So, a lot of money.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, tell me what time I got. Okay. So here it is, Florida, yes. TLDR, that means too long, didn't read. You ever seen it? It means just hurry up. The short version of it is basically, yeah, because now the policy is starting to be put in place, but I'm holding people accountable. I like Sora. I personally, as a person who's ethical about AI, I love everything. I love AI. I love the power to do and to that name. And like, I think it was a little disrespectful that you can go and do stuff like that. What I love about, yes, sir. 5 minutes. Okay. Yes. So yes, they out of order. I'm glad I wish they would just be more ethical about that. Because it was a great part. They could rein in some of their the abilities. Yeah, I think it could bring that in. So in a nutshell, I want to talk about, I want to say this really quick. I'm going to show you something in less than 4 minutes I got left. Fast, all of you that are here, go on to my website, download the document. It's going to walk through the presentation now. At least, but at least it's walk away with it. Okay. Everybody should know LM. How's that? I was born in here's something else that I need to learn. Here's what I learned. That's why I love being around.
So if you hit base rate and
5, don't be scared. Know how to prompt. Also, this is we tech world. We put names on stuff unnecessarily. It's just prompting instead of learning. You don't really have to learn how to write code. Now, if you know how to write code, that's going to make you. And I'll say this before I'll do a quick demonstration to show you, and then I'll wrap it up. Listen, it's not AI table. It's a tool that can help. So, for instance, with vibe coding, coders and programmers get nervous because AI is vibe coding. But now imagine someone that doesn't know code, vibe coding, I can probably do this business. But imagine someone that's senior coders, or whatever it is that you guys are doing in sports or in the contract, legal. You take that knowledge and this tool that can do anything. That's what you do. So don't be afraid of it. AI is a tool. Here's something that I would suggest going forward. Leaving here, outside of taking the document and going through it. One of the exercises I got in there is helping you write over the brain. So there are prompts in there that you can go and ChatGPT, say, look, my brain. If you're trying to figure out what kind of business you want to get into, go in there and say, hey, ChatGPT, help me brainstorm. I want to start with blah, 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 blah. I have that in that document. I want y'all to play it. And I would really love it if y'all kept in touch with me and let me know how some of this came out. All right, I'm going to show you something really quick. And anybody can do this. I know a lot of folk make it in the coding field. Man, but if you can think of something you want, you can create it. There's another free tool, and I'm done. Countdown 3 minutes. Called Google AI Studio. We out here Lovable. Lovable's vibe coding. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like it's new, right?
Yeah, you can build websites and apps with it. Vibe coding is all that's what this new thing is. It's just a prompt to build a website. That's all vibe coding is. Don't be scared of it. Google AI Studio, yes sir.
How do you develop like to build a website?
You sure can. You sure can. And Google AI Studio is free. Here's another free one. It does the same thing Logo does. You're gonna go to build, and I'll put some of this stuff on the website, okay, y'all? Too. So I'm gonna build something, and I'm gonna say, build a landing page. Watch this, and then we can start playing the theme music. I'll be page for a sports agent. Give me a name called. What's your name? K-A-I? K-Y. Kai Sports. This is my code. Now, of course, we gotta have a better prompt. This is a generic prompt, to your point. The reason why it's not oversaturated because your imagination. Whatever you can imagine, if you put it in something like this, you can build it, create it, monetize it. I keep telling y'all, somebody, all of us be the next doing this. Even with what you're doing, it doesn't change your major. Just add AI to it. Think of how great you can be. And the reason why this is the opportunity, what I was going, and I'll be done. No, I'm gonna say. One of the things I say all the time to audiences I go to, especially people of color, we can't cry racism right now. AI will go forward, okay, wow. Now, are gatekeepers coming to try to control it? Yeah. That's why I encourage our admins about y'all getting it down. Even if it's a side hustle, if you to my older people, y'all want to stay on your jobs, that's fine. Get into this and make it a side hustle. But you guys, entrepreneurship, in my opinion, is I wish I had that after 10, 15 years ago. And the shifting corporate is entrepreneurship. I just built this. Look what we just built. Y'all saw that prompt is what, 8 words? Now this is just the initial front end, but you know, imagine how long coding takes. High sports agents. Congratulations, you got a website. Y'all see how easy what that was? You can't imagine what you can imagine. And right there, you tell it. And I just gave y'all 2 free tools. I Googled. All you gotta have, y'all can come on, because I'll talk more. All you gotta have is your Gmail account. Notebook Ellen. You already know about ChatGPT. Play around with it. AI Studio. AI Studio. Go home and just say, write me a fitness app that will calculate BMI and give people a nutrition plan. Just play with it. Okay, now. Yes. Let me give these to y'all. Now, don't y'all laugh too bad. But I gotta have these printed with the wrong QR code, so I can make them later. And yeah, I had to make a little label put on there. But if for some reason my little generic made label don't work, my website, J-Rob United, is on there. And I live in Nashville. I'm from Chicago originally. Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all passing out here too. So starting next month, every month I do a free session. It's called the AI Takeover. And they're remote, aka called, and I teach people how to use AI. So what I've done, and if you guys go to my website and join my mailing list, so if they're not working, go to J-Rob United. Join my mailing list. For the first Saturday in May, I'm doing ways to make money with AI. But what I'm doing is going to speak to everybody. What do y'all want me to teach? And I've been in that so far, I don't make money with AI. The other one's been, what's this vibe code? What's this vibe code? But every month I do something, and I'm building my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to follow my YouTube channel. I have some stuff out there, but I got some content in the next couple. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all. I hope it's helpful.
Give a round of applause for the AI. So we're gonna take 5 minutes. So does 3 o'clock work for folks? All right, and are you staying for a couple seconds?
I didn't mistake. Y'all,
Okay.
y'all be there.
He'll be here for a couple seconds. You want to kind of lock in?
My hands, put me around.
Hands. I know you got a question.
I'm gonna stick around a couple hours. I'm going to the airport. Oh, cool. Nashville.
Everybody doing okay? You good? Can you can you go down or can you cook? You can go down? Okay, let me find out. All right. Okay, everybody still doing okay? Thank you for staying. Those who stayed through the event, right, get all the information that those who left don't get. You with me? All right, here we go. So does anybody know who the Temptations are? Okay, all right. Does anybody have a song that they know? Of course.
So
Yeah.
wrong.
Anybody else? Second, y'all don't know the songs. The Temptations? It was the 4th of September. Yeah. With my dad. Yeah, okay. What songs they got? So the ongoing joke is there was a guy called David Ruffin. However, I got David Russian. Hey. All right. So a lot of you all have heard about the importance of a brand, how to build one, and the importance of passive and active income, the importance of AI. You know, you've heard a lot of different things, right? But you gotta hear the person actually in the seat doing the boots on the ground work. Does that make sense to folks? All right, so now I just want to make sure I'm reading. This is David Russian, Rushing. So just in case you know there's a G on it. Got a little swag on here. All right, so here's the openings. Sports media is no longer just reporters or traditional journalism. Today, some of the most influential voices in sports are creators. And guess what he is? A creator. Yay! People start off as fans and build platform audiences, careers, and content. But this particular session, we're going to talk about consumer to creator to opportunity to builder. Right? So that's the whole from start to finish. Ladies and gentlemen, my non-binary folks, not David Ruffin, but David Russian. Give a round of applause. No, well, the top part I did not. I read it very well, but the last part, sprinkle. Now it's not by choice. We have lots. It just kind of happened like that. Definitely. So, sir, can you tell us how it started? Like, what is the backstory? And walk us through it.
So, being a creator is something that I ever wanted to be, or thought I would. That I would find myself being labeled as, and never thought I'd be speaking to college students. I'm a basketball fan, first and foremost. I play basketball. One of my basketball coaches.
Okay, coach, what position?
Play guard.
Guard, okay. And that's a guard player at free range. All right, now, pay attention.
Yeah, I was more, I'm a little old school, crazy. But I shot 14 range. Yeah. So yeah, I played ball growing up and fell in love with the NBA. My dad was a Lakers fan growing up. My brother was a Lakers fan. I was an inspired fan growing up because nobody ever done basketball the way he did. And yeah, it was poetry and motion.
Listen.
And I maintained that the dunk contest in 2003 contest.
I agree. Wait a minute. No, hold on now. Set the stage.
But like late 90s, early 2000s. So I was part of NBA Twitter, not like an active platform. Followed all the Josiah Johnsons, all the personalities that I followed, and I was there through like peak NBA Twitter, like the DeAndre Jordan free agency chair situation. Like I was there to take everybody's crazy posts. But I noticed that somebody like me who had like no platform, like followers, they were like friends, family. So I know like people I didn't know. I noticed that I couldn't really get any sort of responses. Like I had genuine questions. But Twitter, NBA Twitter, at that point sort of more broadcasting than it was interactive engaging. So I kind of fell out of love with the platform. Love for the game remained the same. And I'm also a early adopter. So I don't know how many of y'all are early adopters. What that means is that if something new comes out, a new gadget, I want to try it. It's fresh. It's unfamiliar. So I feel that way about social media too. And I heard that Meta was releasing a Twitter, their version. Try it out. I thought I was going to be a journalist when I was in college. Unfortunately, I think I came out on the wrong time, 2008, 2010, when the industry started to change. So I said, I'm a text-based guy, so I'll jump in. And I had the day one platform launch. I signed up. I asked if anybody was here for basketball, and I was like, I don't even think. So I was like, okay, so maybe this isn't going to be that different from Twitter. That was in July 2023. October 2023, obviously, starts. Gave it one more try. I said, hey, we watched the game tonight. And then I don't know how, maybe right time, right place. I don't know the platform, a bunch of people jumped in and said, hey. And that was, it really started there. That was 2023. And then from that point, I don't really like to talk about metrics. I had about 50 followers. From that point to now, 5,000.
No, I'm sorry. I know you just said 50, like 50.
Yeah.
And then did you just say 95,000? 95,000. Okay, I need y'all to give me a clap for that.
Yeah. So like, I can't tell you every day I did to get to that point. All I can say is, all I did was create the kind of content that I enjoyed. So I dabble in memes, sitting there I'm on, but I also like to share news about if somebody's on the street, somebody's on here, somebody's playing well. I like to talk about it. I like to post it as an engaging post so that people feel welcome. I'm not very, I'm not someone who's going to cut somebody down, punch down. If somebody doesn't know as much about the game as I do, I try to just help them get familiar with folks like making fun. Because I know that's online. That's not really my vibe. So just created the kind of content I wanted to see. I was an early mover in the platform, and after the first couple weeks, I noticed that they appreciate my content. Thank me for like using the platform, asking me if I had any feedback. Now this is me like I've never had any sort of attention. I've never had more than like 100 followers on Facebook or whatever. Most of those are friends. So to have like the head of product in my DMs like asking me, what do I think about this feature or that feature, how is this feature working for me? Is my experience. But try to give good feedback so asking questions. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard of Threads? You all use it actively?
I don't use it.
Okay. So I don't know if you were there early on Threads, but it was very terrible. Search was terrible. You could only search for other accounts. If you don't know who to search for, so a couple of weeks into the season, I had come across 30, 40, 50 basketball fans. So knowing that platform, I said, well, let me just make a post because if I'm struggling to find people, I'm sure other people are as well. So I made what I call like a community. I said, hey, I got these 45, 50 accounts. They're all basketball fans, like avid basketball fans. Here they are, here they're here, I listen to them all in the post. I said, follow them so that you may find somebody who roots your team, you may find somebody who lives in the same city as you, like let's all just connect, try to grow the space. Because not every social media that launches, not every social media that launches sticks around, right? Like it's all about numbers, it's all about user signing. So if there's not enough activity, Meta has enough money to burn on an app, but not if they don't believe it. So I wanted to make sure that I'm really enjoying this stuff. Growing to cultivate that community that I want. So I did that post, and a lot of people appreciated it. A lot of people started finding different people who like the same team or just general. I did like 2 or 3 of those, and I think it really helped sort of serve as a bit of a conduit for a lot of people to find each other and you start relationships too. So I did a few of those, and then like I said, just showing up every day. I spent a lot of time on the app when it first launched, probably 2 months, probably like 8 hours. Yeah, I know you're all familiar with screen time. It's probably about 8 hours while I was working. It was so crazy. I was getting like followers overnight. My phone was vibrating so much to the point where like one morning my wife was like, "Are you?" You know, like, do I need to be concerned? Like, why is your phone going off all hours of the night? But yeah. So after that, it just kind of goes from there. I mean, there's a couple of big events that I remember. Got invited to the first in Vegas. They held a brunch. A lot of people were there. Angel Wilson was there. Sean Sharania was there. Rich Paul was there. Miles Turner was there. I'm forgetting, but I got the CEO of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, I got to speak to. And it was cool. That was my first time being invited to any sort of industry. And just kept getting encouragement. Everything I did.
Thank you for that. So we've learned a couple different things. Number 1, networking is important. Number 2 is when you find a problem, be the solution. And number 3, if it fails, doesn't mean you can't get back up and try again. Right? So thank you for that, because you had 50, 9, 732. So, you know, a lot of things are kind of going on social media, and they are balancing things, and that's how people are communicating, you know, things of that nature. So, like, how does it go from being something I do for fun to now becoming a full-out business where it is active and passive?
I want to be really honest. I create full time. I still have a full time. And it's funny because I've been invited to so many things. People, a lot of times I get asked, like, how do you keep this is what I'm paid at. So I'm gonna be honest with you, my current job, I drive a Jeep with a big bottle of hot sauce. And I hand out hot sauce.
Frank's hot sauce.
Louisiana.
Ooh, Louisiana hot sauce. Girl, okay, you are a cook. You are definitely a cook. The way you was like, you get some hot sauce?
I can back to the bar. Now,
She's got a whole case for her. These are Tennessee folks right here.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Now, I also have, not that there's anything wrong, I'm blessed to have stuff economy. I have an undergrad degree in industry communications. You would ask me when I got my master's in 2020, 6 years later, I'll be driving a Jeep with hot sauce on the roof. I told you, no, hell no. No, you're crazy. But you got to do what you got to do. And I think there can sometimes be a misconception that if you're a creator, you know, or you're a creator, you're at certain things, or you're at certain places, that you're just or you're doing full time. I know a lot of creators who I've done speak to still have like jobs that they do. Obviously, I still have a full time job. So it's I'm still in the stage where yes, I get paid for things that I go to. Like I got to work this last December. I got to work with Lethal Shooter. Not sure if y'all know him. Yeah, and he's like, he's like really intense. He's just like that in real life. Like, really? Yeah. Like, amped up all the time. Yeah. So.
For those who have no idea who that is.
Lethal Shooter is a basketball creator, probably one of the top basketball content creators in the world. He's now in a series of content where he coaches like big name celebrities that shoot. So if you're on Instagram. And yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
I had no idea that, because I thought he was just.
Yeah, and he works.
Really? does. He's a content creator.
Yeah, content, I think, some supplements is his main training. But yeah.
Wow. I ain't gonna say that loud too long. It's still an NCAA, so I ain't gonna say that what happened in that game. Okay. I know, right? Still fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanna finish that? We can talk all that. Okay. So we know the importance of the financing of your dreams, right? Having a full-time job and also, but having a dream, which is important for the students in the room, like really love sports, right? And then, what is the best way they can start building their own platform? So we can start talking about their games in the room, just like we just talked about. Okay.
I think the thing is, it's so cliche, like y'all fired, it's like, oh, you're not doing enough, but find some place where you can just be yourself. Find a need, yes, like find a gap or opportunity that you can fill with your knowledge, personality, talent, but also make sure that you can still be yourself. Because in a world where I know I know that where this is a world where we're moving towards AI becoming more involved in a lot of things that we do. Mark Zuckerberg talked about being able to give creators their own personal AI questions and responses, comments and things while you're out developing the content. There are still a lot of people out there who want to know the authentic you yourself. Even though yes, this creator, this AI may look, you may tell it what to say if somebody asks a certain question. Some people still want to know you, what your thoughts are, what you're doing, like when you're having a bad day, like I do it. And that's what I do online. I just show up as myself. If I'm having a bad day, like I'll post about it. People will encourage me just because you're a creator. Doesn't mean you have to be the one leading all the time. Like sometimes people can lift you up. If my wife and I like had a funny argument, like I'll put it online. That's nowhere near basketball related content, but I'm showing people like the other side of me, so that I'm just like some thumb it up there, just throw NBA stats around me once in a while. So just being yourself, and I think if you do that long enough, though a lot of these platforms are starting to mature, they're super saturated, billions of people. Within your niche, you're creating content that one people will see, and or content that just resonates with people. People will find you. People, it may not happen overnight, but people will find you, and you'll start to build those people. And at that point, you just have to care for it. You have to, know that sometimes when you're showing up online, you're not necessarily showing up for yourself, you're showing up for other people. So that's where I would start. Whatever you want to do, just make sure that you can do that, but you can also be
Building community is very important. You talked about content community, and does anybody do we know how many people in the world are content creators? Like, is there a number we know about? There's a lot of.
I mean, it's a low bar, not necessarily in terms of talent, but in terms of everybody's essentially. So
Walk right to that question.
yeah, I mean, you post a thought online. I mean, that's fine.
Right.
So
do you think now that you have various content creators, so somebody who just posts every once in a while to somebody who spends 8 to 10 hours working on content, do you think the sports leagues, your NBAs, your NFLs, your MLBs, the WNBAs, do you think they will now take the community of content creators seriously, asking them to their voice in their baby product or things of that nature?
yeah, so it's already happening. NBA brought out over 200 creators also last year. Not all of them were paid, but a lot of them used. Some of them were paid, or just obviously exposure. ESPN just hired last 6 months. They hired a very famous sports content creator.
That's her job, Josh.
I think she still creates obviously separately, but
Right.
she's also has a contract.
Okay.
ESPN. Kenny Beecham, actually go up and they create just 2K content. Signed a deal with ABC. He does numbers on the board. He does. He has 5 YouTube channels.
Yeah, I know he's on.
Right.
There was a there's a content creator, a couple content creators who actually grad medicine too. Also, we get
So do you think somebody in this room should probably try to shoot their shot to get a media access pass to get to these spaces?
I mean, the only way to answer that, is if you know.
There you go. You won't know to put yourself out there, right?
And you never know, like, I don't even know what their form is. Like, they sent me to a number of events, but I don't go to everything. They might put application for everything.
Okay.
So they're constant, there's different audiences, there's different demos that they're trying to reach with everything that they do. So you never know. Don't think that just because you don't have 10,000 followers, you can't get tapped by a meta, you can't get tapped by a brand to demo a product. You never know. So always shoot your shot.
What is it? You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Does anybody have any questions right now? Oh, okay, let's do it. All right, 1 and then 2. If you want to buy.
Hello, everyone. That'd be great. I already the junior sports management from New York, Connecticut. I do content creation myself. I have a very good storytelling. I love to chapter, but I do content creation. I feel like it's for this consistency. Also, I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit it. Sometimes I'm an outgoing person, but at the same time, I have a shy aspect and awkward aspect of myself. I'm afraid to put myself out there. And I feel like sometimes we live in a world now where, like you said, everyone is a contributor, and it's hard to more so put yourself on these platforms. But nowadays, everyone wants to be seen. So I feel like what are some like they, everyone wonder what makes someone else or why not me? But I feel like what's some advice that you can give that not say put us outside that bubble, but put us back pedestal platform to make sure we guard ourselves forward and like I said,
That was actually question number 4. Just want y'all to know. Go ahead.
So that was I processed actually kind of slowly. So I want to repeat back to the main things of why I make sure I don't miss anything. Consistency, how to put yourself out there when it seems like everybody's doing the same. I feel like that's
like basically like authenticity, like here. So like I said, nowadays we want to for me, I'm a basketball player.
Yeah.
A lot of basketball players aren't saying content themselves out. Like I said, just make it authenticity, like make yourself because like I said, everything's
Yeah. So what I'll tell you is once I realized that I was being looked at as a content creator, I can sort of give you my approach from that. I'm kind of fortunate. I don't want to say all of social media. Threads is mainly where I am. I was fortunate enough. There weren't a lot of new, like, big name creators. Meta tried to pay people. I know this for a fact. They tried to pay like big name people for the and nobody would really respond to because you can kind of sniff out when somebody's not being real posted because they said they would post 5 times. So early on, like a lot of big name blue checks calling me about it. And it was just people, everyday people, myself, who wanted to use that. So it was sort of easy for me to sort of stand out because I didn't have the billions of people on Instagram. So we have our, what I will say is that being who you are, I know I said that before, that's really key because you can try to be people who consume content, people who are always looking for people to follow online, and of course they can sort of sniff out if someone's not doing. So I would just say, don't be so caught up in what you feel like you have to do. Focus on what you want to do. It helps to be able to fill a void of what you don't have to do. But if you don't really want to do it, you're not going to get fulfillment. And then it's easy to burn out because you're like, well, dang, necessarily really enjoy it or something. You start chasing metrics, you start chasing likes, you start chasing reposts. Those things aren't hitting to whatever level your dopamine needs, it's easy to get discouraged. So I would say don't focus so much on what you feel like you have to do. It's not what you want. And if there are people who are already doing it, very few things under the sun. What my mom used to always tell me, everything is hard. Music is probably multiple times. So it's okay to see that somebody's doing something and not be intimidated and feel like you can jump in the same lane. You just need to add your own flavor. But take inspiration. Everybody takes inspiration from somewhere, whether you realize you're doing it or not. So see who's, I would say, look at the top 5 creators who are sort of in the realm of what you feel like you want to do, what you call that, and see where you can maybe be a little bit different, or see what they do really well, but you feel like you'll just a little bit better. Start there. Yeah, without changing yourself, and then find a schedule that you can stick to. Like you're in school, right? So you're not student athlete, I presume. So I know what that schedule is like. I know it's tough. I mean, I look like it, but I play football. So 6 a.m., we got to get up, eat breakfast, meeting at 7, 2 a day at 11.
Go to class.
45 minutes for my, no nap.
What's a nap?
No nap.
You know what a nap was? I'm still looking for a nap.
So I know the schedule is taxing. So find something that you can actually work. That's not going to run well. It's okay to take breaks because you can only be as creative as you have energy. So you're already getting so much of your battery, so much to school and athletics. And there may not be on Sundays, you may just not have it. Okay.
And that is so.
Once you start building community, I mean, people, Instagram, TikTok, they'll feed your stuff to people when you post it. They're already sending signals every time they like it, but they repost it and comment that they like you. So when you post, you'll get it'll find.
You're amazing, just the way you are. Question, right?
They want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, so my name is Kai. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm a sports science major. My question for you is, like, how important to you is it to the first, or like I'll say ahead, like, or like the first one on the train before everybody starts?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. Early on, I was always trying to be like first. Like, I would if there was news, because so like Woj, you might know who Adrian Wojnarowski is. So he was a famous news breaker. So think about the draft. Right? So going down, commissioner comes out, his team gets drafted. Woj would always be like 3 minutes ahead. So if you're on social, so he would be on. He has contacts and like had contacts in his office. He would literally put on Twitter 3 minutes before the first
Spoiler alert, is that what we want? Do we want that as a consumer?
people love him. He made a career. He made a career. Anytime, no, you're good. Anytime a player was being traded, like, well, okay. So, yeah, so I would always look and see what was supposed to on Twitter, because it was supposed to come on Twitter first. So I would look and see, and then I would always wait for him to post first, because I don't think if you post it like you found out that essentially you're stealing content, no one's gonna believe you anyway. So I would wait for him to post, and then I would like quote it and then add my comment. And that's cool for a little bit, but as you become more established, right, and as people look at you as more of an authority in whatever you're doing, you don't have to be first. So, yeah, it might help while you're starting out, or if you're trying to build to try to be first. But later on, as you become established, there's stuff that happens like 6 hours later, dropping my opinion on it. It's like, people don't necessarily care that Rush was first. Care that Rush has something to say. Now, the danger with that is that so much about today's world is how quickly you can get information out. A lot of times information is still developing as it's coming out. So I would say just don't get burned. And you can have something that somebody hands, and that's the main source of the shared, and I was like, you're like, hold it back. So, always just be careful operating.
Thank you for that. Do you have any other questions? Can I go one and two? Come on.
My Christian based, they really try to stay on these boys now that they used to. Because they really used to be like, first you put it out, first you put it out, first you see it, 4, 5 moves behind it. Now if you actually do that algorithm, you hear 6 hours behind, you hear 5 hours behind. But they got 2, 3 links to where they get the information from.
I'll be over there. Oh, dang, I could have sent this to my wife. What's the, no, I'm sorry, it's too late now. So do I think this, why the shade room isn't posting stories that break as quick? They're now seeing that already in sort of culture news space. I'll be real with you, I don't follow the shade room, but I think I'm familiar with it. I know what it is. Probably. I don't follow them enough to really know, but I do know in the space once you become and looked at as an authoritative figure. I don't think speed matters as much. What your honest truth, maybe profound thing.
Okay, so then we got, is your hand up? Okay, so 2 and then 3.
Like I'm saying, I want to tell you something that, so growing, like, what is your team? What is your team?
Which,
Like
college?
Yeah.
I went to Greensboro College.
Your college, so you get yourself into internship opportunities, like you said, taking that.
Somebody leave the questions.
That's what I'm looking like.
Yeah.
Like she said, I mean, putting yourself out there, like taking on apply a lot of internships, going throughout college, even like she said, so I've always believed in like being like that's just like for the future is right now. But also, I was having a problem with 5, 6. So I was just like, did you push other internship opportunities? Were you a sponge growing up looking everything?
So I did not, I did not want to do it in the sports world. So the only great internship I had was in like I can't even tell you what I did. It was paid, so I did it. But
Well, like you were the athlete, like I was the athlete, I wanted outside of who I was. Like I know who I was outside, I also was that was what you say. Like you were, you said like you didn't know you.
So let me help you with this, okay? Because as a former student athlete myself, I think this one over here, I know that definitely my child one. There's life after sports, right? But you have to go through the grieving process of the one. And the problem becomes we never go through the grieving process. We just go to acceptance, and we never go through the whole. And you've been married to that sport for almost 20 years. You have to go through that, and then after the grieving process, and then you become this new butterfly out of control. You can do whatever you want. And so I was telling, I don't remember who I was telling, but as an employer, I hire student athletes. I hire student athletes are able to change on the dime. They have very critical thinking skills, deal with crisis with the individuals, but also work with the team, right? Those skills you really learn on the court is what employers are looking for. And so all you have to do literally, things you learned over there, with the hospital. So I was on it, right? Put a little something on it, and then it's how you present it on your resume, because that's what employers are looking for, and that's where you get the internship. I think the adult has a, you got an internship over there with that pocket on. There you go. See what I mean? All right.
Athletes and military are top people that employers look So it's not always about moving forward. It's about the skills that you learn in that sport. Sports teaches you about yourself, who you are, and the skills that you can take into it.
Let me tell you how cold-blooded that is. My dissertation work is on student athletes' attitudes towards career development. Because I want to know why you think you're going pro. Right, that's the question, right? And so we prepare you for life after sport because it's kind of like, just like she just said, anything, right? Okay. Did you help me with that? Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I personally know, even though I haven't stopped doing it, that the ball can stop bouncing. So what I'm going to do is, so I guess everything that I said, because I started exploring early and then what I want to do and who I want to be at this speed. I told myself also want to be prepared to win.
You know, you've also got a good major to be involved in the sports industry too. There's so much. There are so many jobs. Like a lot of agencies, team, coaching staff. There's so many jobs that you can create or that are out there that are sort of orbit around the game. So yeah, now you're starting to see a lot more emphasis at about extend bowling and also we need to be more about like events. Wayne Wade, the other work, they have a skating team. That our space tournament they throw every All-Star weekend. So in the event space, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot more emphasis put there, especially with both basketball and WNBA. So that really would be interesting. If you're not playing, you're going to still be a part of it.
Remember, we talked about the talent, the team around them that's not athletic. So we got maybe time for one more question. We're gonna go for a wrap up. Besides, anybody else got anything? All right, come on. Oh, okay. Now start asking questions. Come on, big floor.
My question was, you were in the thread, your page, you have your face on it, like pictures, so they knew like who you were. And then another question, did that benefit you, or did it hinder anything?
Yeah, I think people trust. Yeah, I think they resonate a little easier with you if you have your face up there. Anonymous accounts, depending upon what kind of content you're doing. Like if you're just posting clips of highlights, yeah, like you don't necessarily need to have your face up there. But because I'm really just myself online, just posting necessary that there. Everything that happened now, everything that happened after I signed up, beat me up to this point, has been totally unexpected. I never expected to be looked at creator, but I think it's helped me build a community with people on there that they feel like, you know,
Oh, we gonna get all this information.
So I don't know where Antoine is. Oh, we talked about this. So I do have a LinkedIn, yes, but I don't use it because my brain doesn't work well with LinkedIn for some reason. My wife now, she's in marketing. Like she loves every job she's had. I was telling Antoine I was a little impressed about something up here because I knew I was using that question, and it's not up to date. But yes, you can find me in all these updates. It's horrible.
So the reason why we said that is because the two panels before had LinkedIn's. And we said, don't ask people in their DM. So now the question becomes, if you don't like LinkedIn, then how can it get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I'm on Threads.
Okay, yeah.
Wait
a minute. There was a shift in the atmosphere. What? You don't like the rest? Okay. Okay, so besides, hold on a second. So besides, hold on, let's come back in. You're almost done, I promise. So if not Threads, is there another platform that will?
Yes, I also use not as much. Right. I have this. So that's you can also message me on LinkedIn. Like, I'll get it, but it's just not the best representation of my current where I am. I told my wife.
Now,
I do it too. And all, if you guys reach out to me, first, I can give you my email.
okay. See, emails still do work. All right. Any other last questions? Well, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks, we have a great one for Data Russian. Give a round of applause. Okay, so now we're gonna take another break. Time to surprise. That's okay. Yeah, okay.